Have you ever watched your dog slump onto their bed right after dinner and wondered why they seem so completely exhausted? Maybe you have noticed them acting unusually lethargic after their meals lately. Or perhaps you have been quietly worrying about their sudden, unexplained weight changes ever since you made the switch to that incredibly expensive grain-free kibble. You walk down the pet store aisles, seeing the beautiful packaging with wild wolves and fresh meat. And you spend the extra money because you love them more than anything. You want to give them the absolute best life possible, but then you watch them sleeping heavily when they used to be ready for an evening walk, and a tiny voice in your head asks if something is wrong. If you are searching for answers about your dog's changing energy levels or trying to understand canine nutrition, take a deep breath. You can't stop feeling guilty. Most owners think this post-meal crash simply means their dog is just happily settling into adulthood, calming down with age, or comfortably digesting a heavy, high-protein meal. We tell ourselves they are just full and satisfied, much like we feel after a massive holiday dinner. People might have told you that a grain-free diet is the most natural way to feed a dog, leading you to believe that their sluggish behavior is just the peaceful rest of a well-fed wolf. You might even watch them sleep and think you have successfully recreated their ancestral diet. But the truth is, they are completely wrong. This heavy lethargy and shift in body condition is not a sign of a perfectly satisfied predator resting in the sun. We have analyzed the latest veterinary cardiology studies and evolutionary biology research, and the reality of what is happening inside your dog's body is entirely different. According to veterinary scientists, this heavy exhaustion is actually a complex physiological reaction and an ancient survival mechanism. It is being directly triggered by a severe lack of essential grains and the vital amino acid taurine. When dogs were domesticated thousands of years ago, their digestive systems evolved to thrive on the healthy grains and starches we shared with them around the fire. By stripping those completely away and replacing them with heavy legumes, we are forcing their hearts and bodies to work overtime. So today, we are going to look closely at what your dog is trying to tell you. Here are the 5 hidden signs your dog's grain-free diet is harming them. Pay close attention to number 5. Because it will completely change how you view their most annoying and misunderstood begging habit, turning it into the ultimate compliment. Let's translate the language your dog is already speaking. Number 1. The post-meal panting. Let's start with something you probably notice right after they finish dinner. They lie down on the rug and start panting softly. Even though the house is cool and they haven't been running. You probably think this means they are just full, tired, and deeply satisfied with their meal. But science paints a different picture. In the wild, canines do this heavy breathing because their heart is suddenly working overtime to pump blood without the sufficient dietary amino acids normally provided by healthy grains. Their system is under stress. Therefore, when they do this right beside you, it is actually proof of their deep trust. They are choosing to rest in your presence when they feel physically taxed, relying entirely on you to protect them while their cardiovascular system is vulnerable. They know you are their safe harbor. Number 2. Ignoring their expensive food bowl. It is incredibly frustrating to pull premium kibble only to watch your dog sniff it and walk away. You probably think this means they are just being stubborn, spoiled, or becoming a picky eater. You might even feel a bit offended after spending so much money to keep them healthy. But let's look at their wild instincts. In nature, animals do this because their deep survival instinct detects a severe nutritional deficiency. Their bodies are intelligently avoiding the heavy legumes, like peas and lentils, used to replace natural grains. Therefore, when they sit quietly near their untouched bowl and look up at you, it is actually proof of their deep respect for your leadership. They are patiently waiting for you, their trusted provider, to offer the balanced nutrients they truly need to thrive. They believe you will always figure out what their body is craving. Number 3. Frantically eating grass in the yard. Let's move outside for a moment. You open the back door, and instead of chasing a squirrel or grabbing their muddy tennis ball, they immediately drop their head and start tripping up the lawn. You probably think this means they just have a simple upset stomach or simply enjoy the taste of the fresh grass. You might even pull them away, worried they will make a mess on the rug when they come back inside. While this foraging habit might seem like a separate issue, it leads us directly to the most crucial behavior of all. This is number 5. The relentless table begging. You probably think this means they are just greedy, poorly trained, or trying to manipulate you for a taste of human food. It is so easy to feel frustrated when those big, soulful eyes stare at you during dinner. You might even push them away, thinking you have somehow failed at teaching them basic manners and feeling a little embarrassed by their persistence. But we need to understand what their biology is actually doing in these moments. In the wild, pack members do not beg for scraps just to be annoying or stubborn. They beg from the pack leader because their bodies instinctively crave the exact nutrients missing from a restricted diet. Their internal alarms are ringing, alerting them that they are dangerously low on the complex carbohydrates and essential amino acids their expensive grain-free kibble fails to deliver. Therefore, when your dog sits by your chair and relentlessly stares at your piece of bread or your bowl of pasta, it is actually the ultimate compliment. It is undeniable proof that they view you as the supreme provider, the only one capable of rescuing them from their grain-free nutritional deficit. They are not trying to misbehave. They are looking up at you with complete faith, trusting you to provide what their body so desperately needs to survive and thrive. Finally, please, let go of any guilt you might be carrying right now. So stop worrying about whether you are a bad pet parent for questioning their trendy diet or feeling overwhelmed by these unusual habits. You are doing a beautiful job just by paying attention. You are just an owner who fills a food bowl every morning before work. Science proves you are their ultimate caregiver, their entire world, and their most trusted guardian. Recognizing these subtle biological cries for help is the ultimate proof of your perfect bond. It shows you are deeply listening to the love language they speak without using any words. Every single time you advocate for their health and try to understand their hidden signals, you prove to them that they are completely safe in your hands.